Hey everyone, Mick here. So 4 weeks ago, I posted a video called How I'm Dropping 25 Pounds, My Weight Loss Plan. And in that video, I detailed the specifics of what I was doing to lose 20 to 25 pounds. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you an update of where I'm at after 4 weeks. So I'm going to go over my progress, the challenges that I had, the things that I feel I'm doing well, that I'm going to continue to do, and the things that I feel I need to change, and then also what my next steps are going to be. The plan was to lose about 20 to 25 pounds at a rate of about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds a week, keeping progress slow and steady. And the time frame was going to be about 3 to 5 months. Plus, I'll put a link in the description to the original video, so if you want more information on the details of the plan, you can check that out. So let's go over how things went. As far as my progress, I started at a little over 236 pounds, and after 4 weeks, I'm now currently at 230 pounds. So that's a 6-pound weight loss, which is 1.5 pounds a week. Now that's on the higher end of the range that I planned for. I also know that this is only the first month, so weight tends to come off a little bit more easily at the beginning. So I do expect things to slow down as I progress here. But overall, I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. Now let's talk about my calories. Based on the amount of weight that I'm losing, I feel that my calories are in the ballpark of where I want them to be. Initially, I was planning to be around 2,200 calories per day. But I work in ranges, so I eat a little bit above that number and a little bit below that number because we don't tend to eat the same amount every day. So I'm more interested in looking at the weekly average calorie numbers. And when I looked at those in MyFitnessPal, I noticed that I was around 2,000 calories a day, which is a couple of hundred calories less than what I planned for, which might explain why I'm losing at the higher end of my range of 1.5 pounds per week. Now, I want to make sure that I'm not cutting my calories too much and losing too quickly. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm probably going to be increasing my calories about 150 to 200 calories to get them more up to that 2,200 calorie range and see how that goes. Now let's talk about what I'm eating. Now, I did mention in the original video that I don't follow a specific diet. This is not an extreme lose weight quick plan. Those never worked for me. I always ended up gaining the weight back. Instead, what I'm looking for is a lifestyle of eating, something that I could stick to long term. And for more information on this, check out my video on why diets don't work and what I'm doing instead. I'll put a link in the description so you could check out that video for more information. So I'm focusing on lean proteins, eating healthy carbohydrates, and healthy fats. And when I look into MyFitnessPal and I look at the macro breakdown, my breakdown is protein about 20 to 25%, carbohydrates are about 45 to 55%, and then the fats are about 25 to 30%. As far as protein, one of the things that did surprise me was that on some days, the amount of protein I was getting was not enough. So this is something that over the next few weeks, I'm going to focus on increasing. And at the beginning of the video, I mentioned about increasing 150 to 200 calories per day to get my calories a little higher. It's predominantly going to be coming from protein. For carbohydrates, I'm very happy with the percentages that I'm at. Yes, I do eat starchy carbohydrates like rice, pasta, and potatoes. I need those for energy for my workouts. And I never really believed in eliminating those types of carbohydrates. But I do know that I could eat too much of them at times. So I am making sure over the last few weeks that I am measuring the amounts so I know exactly how much I'm getting. The one thing I do always have trouble with is eating enough fruits and vegetables. And the last few weeks, I need to work on that. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to see if I could find some ways to start adding more of those. For fats, I'm happy where they're at. I have pretty much eliminated the fried foods, the processed foods, the full fat dairy. Right now, my fats are pretty much coming from the lean proteins that I get, oils that I cook with, those types of things. In my original plan, I talked about cutting back on alcohol, and I've been able to do that. During the week, I've cut back and reserve it more for the weekends now, and that saved me hundreds of calories over the week. So on the weekends, I might still have a glass or two of wine, but right now, even if I have it, it's been falling within my daily calorie ranges. But it's still something I want to cut back on a little bit more. I also mentioned in my original video that I don't do cheat days because I feel, as a person who has always struggled with eating too much food, I could easily destroy any calorie deficit that I've created during the week in one day of heavy eating. So I avoid cheat days. But on the weekends, I have been eating a little bit more on the dinners, mostly when I go out with friends or we do takeout. I'm indulging a little bit more. Now, I used to use eating out or takeout as a celebration, as like an excuse to eat. So for me, the challenge is to keep myself from going crazy and just eating whatever I want. And that has taken a bit of thought and planning. So now when I do go out, I'm trying to look at the menu more and select things that might be a healthier option. Or if I do choose to still have something that might not be as healthy of an option, try to find a way to eat a smaller portion of it. I've also been trying to limit the bread that they put on the table, the appetizers, the desserts. And so far it seems to be working. I feel that I'm able to still go out with friends and indulge, but feel that I'm not derailing myself or destroying my progress that I've made during the week. But after I have a meal where I've indulged, the most important thing is I've been getting back on track right away. The next day, back on track with my eating and my training. As for snacking, I really don't have a desire to snack during the day, but the big challenge for me is snacking at night. I just want to eat something at night. I always have, and I'm always looking for some type of food that I could eat. And this has been very difficult for me over the last few weeks. So these are the 4 options or guidelines that I've been using to help me keep my snacking under control. Now, I always make sure that by the evening, my calories are tracked in my tracker. So option 1 is I look at my calories, and if I have some left over, then I can have a snack. It's fine. It's within my caloric ranges for the day. Option 2, if I don't have calories to work with and I really want to have something, I'll try to see if I could find a lower calorie, healthier option to eat. So if I'm adding some calories for that day, the calories are not as high. Option 3, if I really, really want to have something, I'll try to figure out a way to have a smaller portion of it, take my time eating it and really enjoy it. So that also helps me keep the calories from being too excessive. And option 4, which I've been using a lot, is I have a conversation with myself. I ask myself, why do you want this? Are you really hungry? Do you really need it? How are you going to feel after you eat it? But doing this in a way where it's not judgmental or that I'm beating myself up. Having these options have given me some guidelines to follow. But the good thing is that all of the options actually help me eat less than I used to. Also, I mentioned in my last video about learning to become hungry, not ravenous, but a little bit hungry between meals. I have found that this to be a big challenge the last few weeks. I didn't realize how full I like to be during the day. So getting hungry between meals was a tough thing to get used to. But I have to say, over the past few weeks, as I've made some progress and I've lost some weight, that I'm starting to become a little more physically and emotionally okay with it, and it seems to be easier to do. And for my exercise, I'm still training with the weights 3 times a week and doing martial arts twice a week. So I'm staying very active. None of that will change. That's all going to stay the same over the next few weeks. Now, because I'm only 4 weeks into this and that I've been losing weight a little more slowly, as far as the weight training goes, I don't feel that I've lost any muscle or that I've lost any strength. So that's something I'm going to monitor as I go forward. So, what are the next steps? Well, keep working the plan, and the next goal is to break 230 and get down toward the 225-pound range. So, we'll see how that goes over the next few weeks. As for food, I'm going to increase my calories about 150 to 200 calories a day, primarily through protein. So, I feel that I'm getting those higher protein numbers. And I'm going to try to add more fruits and vegetables to my diet, which is always difficult for me, and continue to monitor my alcohol. So that's the latest update. I hope you found this video helpful. If you like what I had to say, click the like button, subscribe, remember to stay active, and I'll see you in the next video.